Praises and cheers. Today's Sermon on the Mount is a very important one. Family, you need to recognize that the most expensive thing on this planet is you being a part of the death cult. It has the highest charging membership per month. Think about it. Think about all you do that entails you being a part of a strategy, because that's what this is. It's a strategy for you to die one day. Think about all the expensive things that you spend all that currency, attention, and energy on just to be a part of that death cult every single month. Your expenses add up, not only just in a financially wise, but also financially wise. Your finances start with your energy and your attention and your time and your space. So family, that's number one. Number two is you need to recognize that we live in a realm full of lies. Everything that you've been told is practically a lie. Now, of course, it's not just a flat out lie. It's all twisted and diverged. So one thing that's a huge lie is that we live in this atmosphere, and this atmosphere doesn't have a whole bunch of electricity inside of it. So in actuality, the sun is charging the air around our planet or realm constantly, every single second. If the sun is not there charging it, the stars are there charging it. If the sun is not there charging it, the moon is there charging it. The other planets are there charging it. So in this realm that we live in, planet that we live in, the air is being fully charged at all times. So we think that it's just air. In actuality, that thought process alone is blocking air from being already full of just charge, right? So inside of this air, there is these terms that all these different cultures and religions use, like spirit and soul, all right? So spirit would be referred to as electricity in the aspect of the spirit that is in the air, the breath that is in the air. That would be referred to as electricity. Soul would be referred to as electromagnetism, all right? And then you can go beyond the soul into the quantum verse, which would be magnetism. And then you can go beyond the quantum verse, which is the metaverse, which would be magnetodielectricity, all right? So we're taking all of these myths and we're busting them into the actual aspect of physicality, because they took physics and gave us metaphysics, and they just gave us all these symbolisms that are all spooky and woo-woo. Not in actuality seeing that, in actuality, the sun is literally charging our air with electricity on different levels. Now, the ability for you to actually intake all of that spirit and that soul, quantum body, meta body, is up to you and your ability to charge it up. So when we talk about culture, we have to be talking about being able to charge up our temple. See, temples or pyramids or such were always used as electrical conduits, just like this temple right here, this home right here. This is the original home. You can never be homeless inside of your body. You can never be homeless inside of your body. You can never be homeless inside of your body. This original home is used to charge up so that you can share the word of immortality and the word of these powers and these different levels of spirit, soul, quantum, and meta. And you get to use this temple through culture. So culture is about growing something. If you look at it in the growing and farming aspect, that's the same way that all culture was used back in the day before it just got all dogmatic and all of the woo-woo-ness shifted everything from an energetic standpoint to just a religious standpoint. So we're talking energy versus religion. All right, so you look at all the cultures in the world, all of them have something to do with chi, ki, ra, ka, ba, organ. Stuff that's practically etheric energy that is in the air. There's so many ways of putting this force that is in the air. And it's all mind. It all has to do with mind because it has to deal with the ether energy, and which is the mind energy. So we get to see that cultivating the mind is about cultivating the electricity of the body in general, then really seeing that we can use the energy with this body. This body has so many different electrical conduits all around it, and charging that energy is actually the root of all cultures. If we're not talking about charging the energy so we can access more and more powers, and that being the root of all cultures on Earth, because Earth is literally a ball that's cultivating energy at all times, then we're not talking about the real culture. We're talking about some woo-woo. We're talking about some spookiness. All right? If we're not taking the energy of nature in general, or God in general, and we're utilizing it, and we're seeing the unified force of it, and we're saying, hey, this unified force can grow because we're in coherency with it, and we are unique and diverse inside of this, and we are an aspect of the whole as much as we are the whole, then we're not actually taking that force and doing anything with it. So we're not about any culture. What you have on Earth is, and inside of yourself, is so much potential to culture so much electricity and harness it all and utilize it all so proficiently, so profound. And this is what being holy is all about. So every time we think of the word holy, it has to come from being whole due to being cultured and culturing the electrical force. That's either the electrical force, the electromagnetic force, the magnetic force, or the magnetodielectric force. One of those four forces is what all religions and all cultures have something to do with. And the more Gnostic you get, the more esoteric and ancient you get, the more you get to actually utilizing all of them and see all of them as part of a spectrum that you can slowly take in and figure out and rewire every single thing in your reality and also the whole reality. And so when it comes down to you shifting into a different realm space, it's all about knowing that this is the purpose of life. You are a coil to cosmic energy. Everything that you are is a coil to cosmic energy. So that outer ripple of what you are being in your body, and this device, this scalar electrical magnetodielectric device is always coiling etheric energy. And we are here to master through culturing this energy. And if it's not about that, it's not about anything holy, anything profound, anything righteous, anything just, anything ma'at, anything beautiful. It's not about none of that. It's from there, it's all about being in that death cult and expending yourself as much as you can, being super expensive. Not being super expensive, but not taking accountability that this death cult is the most expensive thing on this planet Earth, and you are a part of it. Unconsciously, most likely, you're a part of this death cult, and you can actually not be a part of this death cult 24/7. And you can have everything geared towards you being a part of a culture that isn't a part of that death cult. Praise and cheers. This is the Sermon of the Mount for today.